Are you always coming up with ideas? Do you marvel at successful business owners? Do you hate being told what to do? Ever take things apart just to see how they work? Are you a dreamer? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Pro Tapes and Specialties is the world leader in tape manufacturing and specialty conversion with over 40 years of experience. In addition to our pro brand of high-quality specialty adhesive tapes, we provide contract converting services that help improve your profitability, streamline your supply chain, and reduce inventory cost. We offer the most complete range of converting capabilities in the industry, such as cloth tape, double-coated tape, specialty tape, paper tape, masking tape,
vinyl tape, carton sealing tape, adhesive transfer tape, duct tape, foam tape, electrical tape, filament tape, foil tape, reflective tape.
And the tape just keeps on rolling. Visit us online today at www.protapes.com or call us at 800-345-0234. Pro Tapes, it's just how we roll.
Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Entrepreneur Enclave, Life's Coming Attraction. I am your host, Kevin Wortham. So listen, if you ever thought about getting into shape, even though it might be long distance, I think this young lady can help us out, and she's going to share with us everything she knows about Zumba, right? Cathryn, welcome to the platform. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good, thank you. So let's start all over. And so you are a certified Zumba instructor?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, now what is Zumba actually?
Zumba is a Latin dance fitness. So if you love dance or love fitness, it's a great class.
Now, how did Zumba become so popular?
How did it become popular in general or just popular in my life?
Okay, that's a two-part question. How did it become popular in general, and then how did it become popular in your life?
It became popular. The creator, Beto, he, it happened all by accident. He taught dance. He was teaching classes. His music was messing up, or he didn't have like the proper equipment or whatever. And then he had some Latin music and just started doing a fitness class with the Latin music, and it became like a popular sensation in Colombia, where he's from.
Yes.
And then it came over here to the United States, and it's been a hit since it's come out. It's on, they have a video version of it where you can download it up for the video games. People have Zumba classes all over the world. I mean, we have a Zumba convention where instructors from all over the world come. So, yeah, I would say it's quite popular everywhere.
And so this guy became rich and famous from that?
Yeah, pretty much.
What?
He's definitely rich and famous.
Wow. Okay. So now how did it become a part of your life?
It became a part of my life back in 2016. Yes. I, started my fitness journey, and I took my first Zumba class in 2016, and I loved the class and I loved the instructor so much. I wanted to kind of give back to other people what I was given. So in 2017, I became certified, and I started teaching later in the summer of 2017. And from there, everything took off. So I've been doing Zumba since then.
Now, so what are some of the steps that one needs to go through in order to become a certified Zumba instructor?
Yeah, so, you can sign up you can always go to Zumba.com.
Yes.
And then what happens is you'll search for a training that is near you in your city.
Yes.
Like a lot of times it'll be in your city or a city that's close to you. You sign up, you pay your fee, and then you're in an all-day training. And then after that training, you're kind of tested to make sure you understand everything and can do everything. and then you become certified, and then you have to keep that certification up. That's why we go to the convention. It's almost like other training for us to better ourselves as instructors.
So there obviously is a certain level of fitness that one must have in order to begin the certification process.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you enjoy, like Zumba class can be pretty intense. I mean, you have intense classes, you have classes that are not so intense. But I would say to be able to do a Zumba class, you are going to want to be a person who is able to move.
Yes.
But we do have other types of Zumba classes where it's a water Zumba class, which we call Aqua Zumba.
Yes.
And we also have Zumba for those who are older individuals and those individuals in wheelchairs. So we actually have Zumba instructors who are in wheelchairs and teach other people Zumba in wheelchairs. Yeah. So I wouldn't say there's much of a fitness requirement like some certifications, but I think if you have a love for music, if you have a love for dance and a love for giving back to people, Zumba is a good way to go.
So now Zumba obviously is not full time for you, is it?
Oh no, not at all. It's a part-time thing, and something I do, not only for fun, but it's a part of my business as well.
And what's the name of your business?
My business is called Constantly Creating LLC. I kind of did a spin-off. Everyone calls me CC, so it's a spin-off of that. So Constantly Creating CC. I'm just CC. I'm just constantly creating.
Gotcha.
So
And so under this moniker, under this banner, what are some of the things that you are looking to create?
What I look to create, I create different curriculum and workshops for young people, adults. So I also, I'll go to an organization if there's a need for like different programs or different types of workshops. I create those and kind of get those started in the organization. I also do like a lot of speaking engagements. And I also do, I teach dance and music at times to young kids and adults. So that falls all under that, Constantly Creating. I also have gotten into being a creative director, which means like if you have an event or like a fashion show, I'm pretty good at putting together that event, picking the models, picking the music, just different creative events. I kind of am there to direct the whole like production pretty much.
Wow. So that keeps you now. You know what? I failed to realize that you and I are having this conversation, but I'm talking to you and you're in Pittsburgh, PA, correct?
I am in Pittsburgh, yes.
And as you know, Pittsburgh is my second home, so I just want to give a shout out to Pittsburgh. Hey, all right. Okay.
Hey, Pittsburgh.
So someone is engaging you, and from start to finish, you can do the choreography, and you can select the music, the musicians. You can do all of that.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I do stuff like that all the time. So, like, I have a friend right now who wants to put together like a showcase where he's premiering he's been working on an album.
Yes.
So he wants to do an album release party, but also incorporate a fashion show, like a music showcase and different things. So he's like asking for my help to kind of help him put that together and help take his vision and kind of make it happen as it relates to like finding the models, finding the designers for the clothing, finding the music selection, how it's going to look, different things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much a part of what I do.
Now help me out now. Pittsburgh is a very small town, right? About 350,000 people, correct?
That's pretty accurate, Kevin.
Now, how do the minorities, people of color, how do they support, activities such as your business, and do they support this need? Is there such a need for this?
Yeah, I would say with, you know, the people of color who are here in Pittsburgh, there's a great support here for the creative world. Pittsburgh is actually a city where a lot of people have said that it's really great for creatives and for the arts in general.
Yes.
So when it comes to like things like I was just talking about, there is a great community of people who support one another, and I feel that Pittsburgh is actually growing in that area.
Okay.
And yeah, it's doing a lot of great different things that other bigger cities are doing. So I'm pretty excited for what's next.
Okay, because I know on the sports side, I mean, I don't think you can get any better than a
Right.
city like Pittsburgh of its size to have a major football team, a major baseball team, and a major hockey team, and they all have won championships. And I can't think of any city of any size that could collectively say that we've done that. So I think that
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is a fantastic sporting town, and I think in no time soon you guys need to have a professional basketball team.
I know, that would be great.
Yeah. Okay. So in the course of a day, just tell me, what does your day look like from shopping, models, and picking out music? How does that day look like for you?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, day by day is definitely different. I mean, the last fashion show I did with a woman who, she owns a lingerie company. So
In Pittsburgh?
I worked in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah. It's called Hush Hush. And
Black owned?
I work with, what'd you say? I'm sorry?
Is she black owned?
Black owned. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Black owned. Yeah.
Wow.
So she has a lingerie company. And she does a lot of other things too, as it relates to like, you know, more adult focused things.
Yes.
But she and I worked together this past year and put together a fashion show. And so I would say, like, in that type of capacity, like, it was a lot of work as it relates to finding the venue, finding the DJ, doing model auditions. So we do several days of auditions. For this particular show, like, we did auditions in person and virtually. You know, we go and select the models we want. Then we have to ask for their sizes. We have to, you know, make sure they know what they're doing and what is needed for the fashion show. We then do like photo shoots with the models to kind of promote the show.
Yes.
And then, you know, the event, we have to like basically coordinate and find decor and practice with the models. And then the show day is just making sure everything's well, putting the tickets up for sale. It's a lot of work that goes into it. And usually I used to be just a model in a lot of different shows and,
Yes.
and did that for a long time. But I kind of wanted to step back and be behind the scenes of
Understood.
creating and putting it all together. So it's definitely a different experience.
Now let me ask this question. So in the beginning, as you're creating your company, did you create the business plan?
Did I create a business plan? I wouldn't say it was a very in-depth business plan. I think I kind of, what happened was like a lot of the things I was just doing professionally, I'm like, oh, I could do this on my own.
Got you.
And like, as far as even creating the curriculum and workshops for the youth and different things, I'm like, oh, I could do this on my own. So it kind of took what I was doing professionally and made it my own, if that makes sense.
Understood. But again, in terms of acceptability, right? Were there any challenges for the larger Pittsburgh community or the larger business community to accept an African American woman doing business? Has that been a challenge for you?
I would say, you know, I've had many challenges as a woman of color.
Yes.
Right now, I haven't had any challenges with my business thus far,
Okay.
which, you know, I'm lucky. But as far as challenges like in the workplace and different things like that, yeah, that has definitely been something that I've experienced. But so far, most of the clients that I work with are people of color as well. So I feel like, everyone's been very supportive. So I have yet to experience any craziness from anyone else.
Any regrets that you've had in business thus far?
No regrets yet.
Okay, that's good.
I had to think about it. Yeah. No regrets.
And
I mean, I will say. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, please go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was going to say I will say that sometimes all money is not good money. So
very true.
Yeah. So just trying to not pick and choose, but like some people just aren't. They just need to not. How can I say it politely? With some people, you just have to say, you know what, thank you for your business, but I think, this business relationship is not going to work out just because, it's just not going to work out.
Understood, and very true. Now, when you are marketing yourself, how do you promote yourself? How do you promote the business?
Yeah, so I do, I work a lot of with Canva, if you're familiar with that app, where I create like flyers or posters or different things. And that helps me create, when I advertise different things. So I post them throughout my social media. I'm connected with a lot of different organizations and groups as I like sit on boards and different things. So I use those things I create as marketing material to promote online and to promote like in those groups. And with Canva, you're able to like use those things you design and actually have a nice printout. Like if you wanted to print out a nice flyer, or even you can create business cards on there. So I kind of use that a lot.
Okay.
And social media is like a great place to do a lot of marketing and advertising. So I do a lot of that as well.
What would you say is your motivational factor as to why you get up early in the morning to do business? What motivates you?
What motivates me to get up is just, knowing that I can help someone, impact someone's life, especially when I work with young people.
Yes.
I find joy in just connecting with them and like reaching, like, even if I can't reach all of them, just leaving knowing that I may have reached like one or two, and just being there to support them and listen to them. So I feel like that's a part of the reason I get up every day to do what I do, both with my business and professionally, because professionally I work with young people as well. So, I feel like that's like my motivation, just knowing that I'm going to get up today and help somebody and maybe make someone's day.
Now, question, and I don't know if you've answered this before. Born and raised in Pittsburgh?
I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, yes.
How do you
I am born and raised.
Gotcha. How do you think Pittsburgh relates as it is to other towns or other cities that have a black, not a black, white, but a people of color community? How do you think Pittsburgh ranks in that thought? Would you say it's a good? Is it a good city to be a person of color in?
I would say Pittsburgh is getting better. I mean, there were articles that was written about how it's not a good place for Black women to be.
Okay.
In the city of Pittsburgh.
And why was that?
I have to go back. It's been a while since they've been written, but it was pretty much just discussing like being a Black woman was not good here in Pittsburgh, because not only are you facing discrimination, racism from, those who are not people of color,
Yes.
white people,
Yes.
but there's also discrimination in your own community, like with men. Like, they talked about how just like there was a lot of men who, were like disrespectful to Black women and different.
Yes.
It was like a bunch of different articles, but it kind of just talked about being a Black woman, not being in Pittsburgh. I mean, being a Black person in general in Pittsburgh can be tough, because I feel like Pittsburgh is like, there's a lot of racism here.
Yes.
I mean, Pennsylvania in general, but Pittsburgh specifically.
Well,
Pittsburgh,
no, I was going to say one of the things I found, what I found about Pittsburgh was very siloed, meaning that almost every community, every nationality existed, but it had its own blockage, right? Like from this block to this block, there might be Germans. From this block to this block might be Yugoslavians, or Italians or Irish, and it was that way. And you just didn't cross those streets, and if you did, there was going to be hell to pay. And that was most noticeable for me, because I remember when I was playing football in Pittsburgh, my roommate and I, he had a sponsor and lived on Concord Avenue over there, right across the street from Heinz Ketchup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had a wonderful house, I guess a duplex, right? And a wonderful view of the city on the north side. Well, I don't think they'd ever seen Black folks before. So when we came down Concord Avenue, they asked us, well, we lost. We said, no, we live here. You live where? I said, we live here.
Right.
And the only saving grace that we had was the fact that we played sports, right? And so they looked at us as, okay, these are good guys. We can treat them nice because maybe they'll get us some tickets to the games, that kind of thing, right? But I think had we been just regular Joe Schmo Black man, there could have been some issues.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But
you're right.
It's interesting that as I do the podcast and I'm talking to people in their whole entrepreneurial pursuit, I cannot miss, and I may not be remiss in asking that question, right? As a woman starting your own business, beyond the normal challenges of starting a business, are we facing any additional challenges, right? Do you see that there's racism? Do you see that there's social injustice? And do you see yourself breaking through that?
Yeah, there's definitely racism here. As I mentioned, and as you mentioned, there are social justice issues here in Pittsburgh as well. And I feel like, while, I'm not saying that, how can I say? I'm just trying to think of how to say it. I have gotten through life, okay. I've faced a lot of different challenges, and some of my friends and family, they face even harder challenges.
Yes.
But I feel like the community here, while it's not the strongest as relates to like being together in a community, yes. I feel like it's getting better. Okay. We're coming together more as a community on different issues, but it shouldn't have to happen just because, this situation happened. Now let's get together now and protest and do this and that. We need to be like that all the time. You get what I mean? So for me, I feel like Pittsburgh is better being a Black person now than it was before.
And I think you guys just elected your first African-American mayor, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. So, there's changes slowly happening.
Yeah.
We're a slow city in general compared to like where you're from and everything. But,
listen, we might be fast, but we're still muffing up here. I'm trying to tell you. but I'm telling you, I am so excited because, you guys have some long history of the Carnegies, the Heinz,
Hmm.
the Mellons. I mean, those are the big families that are still they still have some huge influences or influence over the city and what goes on in the city. But just the fact that an African American man is allowing to apply his vision, I think that's fantastic. I think
I
that's
agree.
you know.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big day for the city of Pittsburgh. Like
Oh
when,
yeah, oh yeah.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
like
when Mayor Gainey was elected. Yep.
yeah. Okay. So now, in your business, where do you see yourself, Cathryn? 3 years from
Mhm.
now, 5 years from now, with both of your businesses.
Um, hmm. In 3 years from now, I'm hoping to just be able to work with just me and my business rather than working for, someone else as well. Um, so I would love to just be in business for myself and eventually you know, have employees and different things or, just not saying like I love the work that I do,
Yes.
working at the organization I work, but it would be nice to just be my own boss
Yeah.
and do my own thing. But so yeah, I would say in 3 years I see myself just growing more because my business is fairly new.
Yes.
So just for me taking classes and learning how to better myself as a person and as a business owner, learning more about how to make my business bigger than what it is.
Yes.
Possibly join one of those programs. It's like, like a cohort where they help you and guide you along the way
Yes.
so I see myself just getting better as a business owner in those 3 years. And by year 5, I'm hoping to just be in business for myself.
Got you. Now, do you have
Yeah.
a mentor at present?
I wouldn't say I don't have a business mentor. No, I have
Okay.
mentors in other capacities,
Okay.
but I wouldn't say a business mentor. No.
But just in general, how important do you think having a mentor would be or is?
I actually think it would be very, very important to me just to have a person who I could speak to and who would be there to kind of like help guide me. I mean, that's really what I need. Like, I read things on the internet, I read articles and all that, what it takes to be a business owner, how to run a business, but it would be nice to have just that person there to kind of like bounce ideas off. Hey, should I do this or should I open this type of account or should I do this, do this type of marketing, like stuff like that. So
Cathryn, what I'm sensing right now, I think you should start the Pittsburgh chapter of whatever, and a mentoring facilitation work group or something of that nature. Right. And I'm quite sure as you put it out there, you will find there's other women of similar oak or similar ilk saying, "Listen, we thank you for this."
Right.
You start off small because I'm quite sure there's another young lady who's having another conversation. Say, I wish I had a business mentor. I have a mentor, but I wish I had a business mentor.
This is true.
And,
Yeah. I mean, I know there's like programs, like that here in Pittsburgh.
mm-hmm.
But they're, I know they're more like, I don't know, I guess like cohorts, like where there's multiple people, both men and women.
Mm-hmm.
So
but
it would be kind of cool just to have one for just women too.
Is there such a thing as the Black Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce or something of that nature?
We do. We do have that.
Okay. Are you a part of that?
I am not.
Okay.
I'm a part of many things, but that is not one of them.
Are you?
I guess I should look more into that.
Are you thinking about becoming a part of that?
Yeah, I definitely will look into it to see, to see what that all entails. I didn't even think to do that.
because again, one of the things that we talk about is while you're in business, is also important to network, to really be, energized, right, and to seek other opportunities. And so the business,
right.
the business chamber, the Black Business Chamber of Commerce could allow you to do that. I mean, think about it. That's all.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to think on that and look at it some more and see what I can do.
Yeah. Now, is there anyone we need to give a shout out to, or you would like to give a shout out to? That put you on the spot.
I would say,
Maybe your students in the Zumba class, letting them know you're giving a shout out
yeah,
to them.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to the students in the Zumba class.
Okay.
Shout out to my work family at the August Wilson African American Cultural Center. And shout out to like my family and friends, I guess. I don't know.
Wait, hold up. Wait. I think we talked about this before. You said August Wilson, right? That's Yeah, that's we talked about that's Janice Burley, right?
Yeah, she's our CEO, Janice Burley Wilson.
And so shout out to her, because her and I, we had class. I think I shared that with you. Her and I had classes together at Pittsburgh. Yeah, all right. Hey, Janice, we got to get you on the show.
Right.
Because you guys you just received some money from, I forget which foundation, but to catalog some of the August Wilson films or his plays or something of that nature.
Yeah, we receive funding from different organizations, but recently we received funding for our new exhibit. It's called August Wilson, the Writer's Landscape.
Yes.
It's a permanent exhibit, and it's the only exhibit of its kind where it's all about the life and legacy of August Wilson. So, it takes you through his 10 American Century Cycle plays, as well as, we take you into a space that's called the office.
Yes.
And then a space is called the coffee shop. As the coffee shop relates to August Wilson, that's where he did a lot of his creative thinking.
Yes.
And then his office, we have a lot of different things from his estate in that office, part of the exhibit. So if you're ever in Pittsburgh, it's a good place to, good if you wanted to come down. It's a great exhibit to see.
And where are you guys located?
We're located in downtown Pittsburgh. Okay. Right in the Cultural District on Liberty Avenue.
Okay. Because, when I go to Pittsburgh, I hang out at places where I shouldn't even tell you where I hang out.
Hey.
But, we go there, man. But I will tell you this for the record. There is never a trip that I make to Pittsburgh where I don't stop at Nat's and, get a drink. You remember Nat's?
You know what? I don't know. You said Nat?
Nat's. Wait. You saying that you don't know where Nat's is, or are you pleading the fifth by saying?
Is this in Braddock now?
No,
I don't know.
It's in the Strip District.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You must be telling your age.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Nat.
Oh,
I don't think I am.
Oh my God! It's probably like a 20 by 30 hole in the wall in the Strip District.
Now I know of Art.
Well, it's right across the street.
Okay, I don't think that exists anymore.
We gotta go. I gotta come to Pittsburgh and find out what's going on.
Yeah. There's still Art though.
Okay, because that Art was his daughter, or it was owned by his daughter, or something of that nature.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the history, but
okay.
I just know I don't remember Nat.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
It's literally right across the street, like cat a corner from each other. And
okay, when I go out that way again, I'll have to check just to make sure.
Yeah, and every time I go, at some point in the course of our visit, we go or we meet up there, and we have ourselves a blast just to reminisce. But okay, all right. So we've digressed. Anything else you want the listening audience to know?
Just, I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me and, get to know me a little bit.
Yes.
And, I think it's great, what you're doing, not with just the podcast, but just in general with your organization and everything. So I just, thank you. And, Pittsburgh, we might be a small town, as y'all like to call it, but we're growing and getting better.
Listen,
so
I want my 4.5 years, 4 years, 4.5 years there. I loved every minute of it, and so I always say that Pittsburgh is my second home because I enjoyed immensely. So you have no qualms from me. Listen,
well, that's
let's mention the two names of your businesses again, and how people can get in contact with you if they so choose.
Yeah, so I kind of incorporated everything under one business, which is Constantly Creating LLC.
Yes.
Because I'm fairly new, I'm still working on the website and everything. So my personal business is Constantly Creating LLC. Professionally, I am the Director of Education and Community Engagement at the August Wilson African American Cultural Center. Under Constantly Creating, I do, as I mentioned, curriculum workshops for businesses. I also do Zumba fitness, hip hop dance, music, and teaching adults and children. And you can find me on Facebook under my name, Cathryn Calhoun, CATHRYN CALHOUN, and on Instagram as cc.calhoun. My website and everything else. And so once the website is done, I'll have it. My business will have its own social media accounts at that point. But that's where you can find me.
All right, awesome. Cathryn, you have been fantastic. Nothing but success. And the next time I'm in Pittsburgh, we're going to go to Nats.
Okay. If it still exists.
Well, if it doesn't, we'll go to Arts. If it doesn't exist, we're going to go to Arts, right?
I'm cool with that.
All right. Listen, you be well. So thank you so much. Let's talk and text later on.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You as well. Have a great evening.
Bye-bye.
That concludes another episode of The Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. We hope you found this episode informative and enlightening. If you have any questions or comments about any of our episodes, please call 609-731-9311 or email kevin@minding-our-business.com. We look forward to joining us for our next one. Until next time.